Hello everybody, welcome back to another InfoSec operator video. Before we get started in today's tutorial on Wireshark, I want to give you guys an opportunity to win $30 US that will be PayPal'd to one lucky subscriber. What you need to do is first subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, then you are still eligible as long as I can see your name. Then second, once you have subscribed or are already subscribed, comment down below and say that you are indeed subscribed. I will verify. And third, wait until March 1st when I will be selecting a winner to win $30 US, and it will be sent to you via PayPal. I will select one lucky subscriber to win $30. But without further ado, go ahead and subscribe and let's get into today's tutorial on the beginner steps of Wireshark. To begin, we're going to go ahead and go through the download process of getting Wireshark. First, go ahead and open any web browser of your choice and search for Wireshark download. It's that simple. In this Internet Explorer, which I don't recommend Internet Explorer, but we're using Internet Explorer for this, go and just click Go to Download. We got a download.html web address, which I will link down below in the description to make it easy for each of you. I have Windows currently running with a 64-bit operating system. Just click on that and go ahead and you can either save or just hit run. I'll save it just in case I need to go back and redo this process for the video. So we're going to wait a minute here and it should go through our installer. So open that up. And we're just going to run, and it should start running within a couple of seconds. So we're going to be learning, while this is downloading, we're going to be learning some very simple navigation throughout Wireshark. We're going to be learning an ICMP analysis and a little bit of HTTP analysis temporarily, and then there's going to be a part 2 where we dive in and start understanding further information, how to track data packets, bytes of information, and kind of how we're going to end up using Wireshark for hacking purposes. Granted, Wireshark does not hack anything. It just gives us information so that way when we have Kali Linux running, we can go ahead and use that information and begin the process of hacking either a web page, server, database, or somebody's computer or smartphone even. So we'll build up to that level, but for right now we're just learning a little bit about Wireshark. So let's just go ahead and agree. We have to agree. Now, I don't recommend using T-Shark. I honestly don't even know anything about T-Shark. If you guys do, good. If you guys don't, just don't even worry about that. So go ahead and uncheck that. We obviously want Wireshark itself. We want the plugins and extensions. Documentation isn't necessary, but I keep it just kind of, you know, if I ever forget anything, I can go and refer to that, and we hit next. Now, of course, we want Wireshark start menu item. The quick launch icon is your choice. I prefer a desktop icon so that way I can easily access it. And of course, associate trace file extensions with Wireshark so that way we know it did in fact come from Wireshark. So continue. We'll put it in C program files, Wireshark of course. And then I would highly recommend you install npcap, because this will be a way that it has access, a complete access to your local area network and even wide area network in some cases. So go ahead and do that. We don't need to carry this on a USB. You can, but I don't think it's necessary. Install, and we go through the installation process. Could take up to 5 to 10 minutes, so I'll get back to you guys when this is completed. Alright guys, once you have Wireshark downloaded and completely installed on your computer, go ahead and double tap the icon, and let's take a look at what happens right off the bat here. So you're going to be greeted by this screen right here, and we can actually see that Wireshark can view multiple different interfaces. Now we use one at a time, but we can add a filter right off the bat. So for example, if you guys want to look at IP, okay, right here we got IP6, so IPv6. You can look up a specific address. You can look up ICMP protocol or Internet Control Message Protocol. We can look at DNS. Well, it doesn't actually look like DNS is coming up here. Maybe I'm typing that wrong, but there are DNS captures that we can take a look at, and we will a little bit later down the road. But right now, I just want you guys to see that we have the option for Wi-Fi. We got Ethernet 2 going right now, and we also have the opportunity to look at Bluetooth connections happening around us. So we'll be diving into that in later parts of this tutorial course on Wireshark, but for right now, I want you guys to focus on either your Wi-Fi or your Ethernet, which are essentially the same. Ethernet, obviously, you just have a cord plugged into your computer. You can view things happening that way, or you could go on Wi-Fi, especially your local area network, and take a look at what's happening on there. Now, keep in mind that Wi-Fi can also mean that you can take your computer to a public, say, library or a public bookstore or an airport or a restaurant, and you can hook up to their open Wi-Fi. Most of these places, they have open guest Wi-Fis that everybody connects to. And if you see where I'm going here, you can start capturing their traffic. Once you really know what you're doing, you can target down to almost a specific person and start seeing what they're doing to an extent. Now, if it's, of course, encrypted, that's not really going to do much, but we can start our information gathering phase through Wireshark on open public Wi-Fi networks. So I just clicked capturing Wi-Fi, and here it's just showing me that it is contacting my Wi-Fi router right now, and they're establishing that, and then it's going to start showing us everything happening on that router. Now, I don't have a lot running right now, but as we can see, we got some TCP hits, so Transmission Control Protocol. Again, we're going with ICMP version 6 going on here, more TCP, and again, we could just keep viewing this, and the more that's happening on the network, the more that's going to start popping up here. Right now, this is incredibly low because I don't have a lot happening right now, but later in our tutorials, I'll make sure to trigger certain things. But we just press stop, that red square up there, and we can just go ahead and apply a filter, for example, okay? So ICMP version 6, and then we're going to start. Okay, continue without saving, and right there we already seen ICMP version 6 going off, and we got some DNS, so domain name service. Again, we got, okay, so I just showed, okay, I restarted it without, but we finally did get a DNS source. But anyways, we got nothing but ICMP version 6 once we applied this filter. Okay, so now let's just see what happens when we apply Telnet. Now, obviously, I have no Telnet going on here, but Telnet, and we'll get down to that in our networking tutorials. Telnet, basically, remote control of another computer within a network, and there's also ways to do it over a wide area network. But obviously no Telnet going on here. We go back, we erase that filter, and we're back in our regular stream. We hit stop. Now there's ways that we can actually, once we see that we maybe have something like this UDP, Universal Datagram Protocol, I think it is. We can start looking at, well, can I capture 10.0.01? Is that happening? 10.0.0.1. We might have to do IP equal. Yeah, there we go. And see what Mr. 10.0.0.1 is doing. Okay, now that would most likely be this computer here, and again, we can just type in CMD. We can figure out our own IP config. So you guys can see that actually the default gateway, excuse me, is 10. How did I forget that? 10.0.0.1. My IP, oh no, let's go. No, wireless. Okay, yeah, so I want the wireless. So my IPv address would be 10.0.0.101. So we can see right there when we were contacting, where'd that go? Okay, that seemingly disappeared here. So something here, 66.163.35.36, was contacted by my computer. It responded, and if we click on this, we can see, we can read through the frames. Get back up here, Ethernet to source, and we can start seeing some different things going on here. So destination was MSNLB Fizz server, and source Technico. So, you know, once we actually start learning what all this means, which I'll teach each of you, we'll be able to actually dissect this entire thing. Okay, so down here we're going to find out some important information. Down here is just the hex dump of said information. So once I click that back up, maybe, so we click on that, and we can see that it did change. So right there, source port 443. 01BB 2 dots. Okay, now again, this is nothing technical right now. I'm not getting into the details of this. I just want to show you guys a little bit of cool information about Wireshark and kind of what it looks like while you're using it. And in the next video, we're going to go ahead and start dissecting all of this and dive further into the Wireshark rabbit hole. So guys, thank you for watching this tutorial. Any questions, post down in the comments below. I'll try to answer them the best that I can. Do participate by subscribing in that that free giveaway. One lucky subscriber wins $30 PayPal to them on March 1st. So guys, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.